Welcome to this episode of the Tokenizer series of the Token Reg Radar interviews, this time with a legal expert from Jordan. But first, a few words about the Token Reg Radar. The Token Reg Radar is a global radar constantly collecting regulatory news about the token economy and the space of asset tokenization and security tokens. The Token Reg Radar is a SaaS service for lawyers, issuance companies, exchanges, and companies running STOs. To learn more and to subscribe to the Token Reg Radar, please click the link in the description below. Today, I'm very pleased to welcome Omar El Taweel, who is a founding partner of Taweel Co Law Firm in Amman. And the topic of today's interview will be the regulatory status of the token economy in Jordan. So welcome, Omar. It's good to have you here. Actually, I would like to start out by reading something that you wrote in an opinion piece in Jordan News, the newspaper, in February this year, and it goes like this: "Not understanding blockchain will not only leave one behind, it will make one lose opportunity and money. The world is moving fast toward blockchain technologies, and most of us in Jordan are still unaware of how it will disrupt our economy." I find that highly interesting, and I find it very interesting that you actually wrote this opinion piece. So could you please start out by telling us about the background for the opinion piece and elaborate on your views?
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for reading the article. I mean, it's a great pleasure for me to know that it's been read. Actually, in Jordan, we've always been talking about the new technologies in general.
Yep.
Whenever new technology comes, we keep on talking about it, and then people make it happen, and we become experts about it by talking about it, but we don't do anything. And we are always left behind, and we lose opportunities of being entrepreneurs in the region, especially that we in Jordan we lack resources a lot, and we really need to push our community and government to be entrepreneurial, to have this entrepreneurial spirit. Just do things, just move forward, don't be afraid. Don't take too much control over the security and being afraid. Just do things. Now the blockchain technology came in, and it's decentralizing the control, and that's in a security sense is a little bit dangerous for security countries like Jordan. We are a security country. I mean, we always brag about being the most secure, the most safe place, and that takes a lot of work on preventing things from coming in. It's just like having a lion, and you just put it in one room and you leave it to die. The lion won't come out. There won't be any problems yet. Just let me take this away so it doesn't disturb us again. So this is the issue. We are always afraid of doing new things. Now, regarding the lion, we keep the lion in the room. We keep hearing the voice. We become experts at how the lion sounds when he's hungry, when he's angry, but we never let it out. We never deal with it. This is how security countries work. Now, when new technologies come in, we are not really aware of all the. Nobody actually in the world is aware of how many corners there are in that place or in that new idea. And this is where the venture spirit comes in. Just let it in, put it on the table, let the people work with it, and legalize it later. And this is what, unfortunately, our enemies, Israel, this is what they did. They put it out there, and now they're regulating as it goes. Saudi Arabia is trying, but they're finding a bit difficulty with the blockchain and the Sharia compliance thing. But the UAE has done it perfectly. They just opened it up, and now they're regulating as it goes. Now in Jordan, no, because we are a bit more intellectual than others, we are striving to understand as government what blockchain is. This, we're doing that. We are not getting, I'm not talking about me, Omar, or the community, the IT community and the lawyers and the specialized lawyers. No, I'm talking about the government. They do not understand what hash data means. When the data is in the computers of all the servers around the world, you're not losing that, but they don't get it. The blockchain, you're not losing the data. It's just there. You're using the international network of the blockchain, and it's blocked and it's from the name of it. And but they don't get it. They say, oh, so our security data is scattered around the world. See, no, that's how it's being dealt with. Security wise, it is not accepted. And plus, we have a very fragile economy. Because we're in debt. We have just like every other country, we have our share of corruption. We have a share of debts for the international community. We are in deep problem economically because of the refugees and the wars around us. So they don't want to do anything to rock the boat. We are barely floating. You know what I'm saying? This is how they're and this is preventing us actually from taking a step forward into accepting new things. Plus, blockchain is not being advocated properly in the region, especially in Jordan, because every time you mention blockchain, you mention cryptocurrency. And cryptocurrency has its problems with many levels: security, decentralizing the currency itself, and what is most importantly, it's the Sharia, the Islamic law, which is really not in, how do we say it? I don't want to say it in compliance, because that's a bit too harsh of a word, but still not totally understood. Some of the people in the region, especially in Qatar, we have a PhD that happened recently about how can cryptocurrency be Sharia compliance, but nobody is there. Nobody is trying to take that as a Jordanian, as a policy. And okay, so we have that, just like banks. We have Sharia compliant banks. We have non-Sharia compliant banks. People have the choice. We have that in Jordan today. But to be able to go to that step from here, from nothing to something, we're going to take a little bit more time.
So what do you think should be done? Also in terms of the regulatory side of things, and what do you think that you will be able to achieve by utilizing blockchain technology more, and especially, and you know that's my particularly what I'm particularly interested in is when a token becomes a security and the asset tokenization space. What do you think the potential here could be for a country like Jordan?
Okay, now this is a question of two branches. The first branch is regarding how can we utilize and why should we utilize blockchain in Jordan?
Yes.
And then we're going to go a step further and talking about the tokenization of the assets.
Yes.
Now, where we're going with the blockchain, I think if there is no political will from His Majesty, or just to put out there the benefits of having a blockchain, what kind of freedom you will have in your data, what kind of power you'll have in your data, then I think we are going, if we don't do that, we're going to wait a very long time until everybody around us does it, and then we do it accordingly. Okay? So we either, And usually how laws happen in Jordan are in two ways. Either the community is pushing towards a law where we ask for regulation. I will give you an example, like Kareem and Uber. You know Uber, the taxi customer to customer service. First, the police were fighting those people, the taxi drivers. They were putting them in jail. They were seizing their cars. And then the people just didn't listen. They kept on doing it and doing it and doing it. And 1 year down the line, they made a law for them. And they are regulated. So this is a way to regulate. And the other way to regulate is when it comes from an international entity, international community, where we can have benefits of investment, we can have benefits of many things, okay? We can be the hub of the region for the blockchain technology. Only then a law will be pushed very fast. And we have a chance today because His Majesty, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, is a very young lad. And he can really understand this technology and the benefits thereof. So that's where I think we're heading. That's how we're going to go. Especially now, we're going to the second part of the question. Especially that tokenization, aside from it being a blockchain term, but tokenization is a share legal contract. It's giving out shares. Very simple. Now, how you reflect the share on the ownership is where the technology comes in. So, so we already have that in line. We already have a law, and this is new. We have a law that can deal with common ownership of real estate.
Okay.
And it was evolved through time that you can literally open a company. You can establish a company for that common share real estate ownership. And because the share transfer is a little bit harsh in Jordan, because you need to go to the notary public, sign before them, and it's a bit strict because we don't want to be like Egypt. Egypt can buy and sell land away from the notary public, so things are a bit mixed there. You don't know who's the owner. In Jordan, no, we took the English school of real estate attestation, and we are no real estate is transferred, ownership is transferred unless it is before the notary public. Now, taking that down furthermore, the common ownership usually happens when there is an inheritance, when there are many people who are the inheritance of a man, and then they die again, and then they die again. So we have like 100 people over a small piece of land. So in order to bypass that and bypass all these, they made a new law, and they said you can make a company. It's called a real estate company where the ownership is tokens or shares. That came out alone. In another law, which has nothing to do with this one, but it can be used, they gave us the private shareholding company, a company that can have 3 types of shares, common and preferred and C, okay, non-voting and voting, you know, the usual shares. If we can bring this private shareholding company to own a real estate that is common, and we distribute those shares on them, then there you go. You have the token. You can name it whatever you want, but it's tokenization. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's tokenization. And all the ownership, and you can make it online as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how you deal with the data that is resulting out of this private shareholding company assets, it's your choice. Nobody can tell you how to do it. You can make it cloud-based, you can make it internal server-based, or you can make it blockchain. Nobody will know, nobody will understand.
Okay, that is very interesting. I know that the regulators of Jordan has made cryptocurrency trading illegal, but as you say now, when it comes to tokenization and security tokens, it's not illegal, it's unregulated, and the fact is that tokenization is kind of coming into Jordan indirectly currently. I was thinking, are there any countries in the region, any of your neighbors that inspires you? Any countries where you think that it would be good if Jordan could move in the same direction?
No, I'm not
No.
inspired by what Israel has done, because Israel has made a mirror company where all the dealings that are happening through tokenization or cryptocurrency, they're happening through a company. So I give that company authorization to buy for me and sell. So they didn't do anything. They're just controlling the uncontrolled, and it's just another window, a governmental window. So I'm not really happy with that. But that was the most, let's say, it was a settlement, I think. It was a settlement between the conservatives and the Democrats in that country. And okay, we won't allow it fully. We'll allow it partially through mirroring. But usually every market disruption comes with one step. So maybe that's a step for a further for further intervention in the community. So maybe later this company will end, this mirroring company will end, and people will own their shares directly, like what happens usually, Michael. If I want to sue a company, let's say I want to sue Binance, okay? If I go and I have that mirroring company in my country, and something happens with Binance, I have the right legally to make a claim on both of them. Now, having said that, that will open the company, that will open the jurisdiction up directly to the international claiming. So, having said so, I think since they have that, they put their foot there. It's a matter of time where they will open it all up. Now, my second example is UAE.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yes.
UAE is also not a very it's not a very mature experience, because they have a very open market, and they have a lot of money, a lot of capital in the market. It won't affect them at all. At all. Whatever happens on cryptocurrency, it will not affect the economy. In Jordan, we are source of cash, dollars, savings, and the banks are controlling all the money. Now, banks are enemies number one for cryptocurrency at this point. I'm not saying enemy as in enemy, but I mean,
but I understand.
On the other side, they're on the other side of the school of thought. And the banks are pretty powerful in Jordan, because they have all the deposits of all the people, and they are more powerful even than the government, if that's fair to say. Um, so it will be hard for us to just bring that school of thought and say, okay, do mirroring. No, they will not accept. Okay, then open it up. They will not accept. This has to be done gradually, Jordan. First, banks have to benefit from blockchain. Okay? If banks are okay, they will not have a very strict vote on later usage of the blockchain, be it tokenization or cryptocurrency reflection on the technology itself. So basically, if this is not done in an intelligent, clear path, it will not happen in Jordan. It will not happen in Jordan. It will not happen in Saudi Arabia. It will not happen in Oman. It will not happen in Qatar. We are all at the same level. Excuse me. UAE is different because I don't want to say it like that, but they are more open to money transfers worldwide than any country in the world. And I will leave it at that.
Yeah. Okay, I think I understand what you are not saying. Well, okay. Let's say that you had all the power to decide where to go from here. What would you actually do? Would you make sure to put a legal framework in place in Jordan right away, or what would you do?
Okay, now to understand your question, you're asking me what is my ideal way of taking this legally in Jordan?
Yeah, exactly.
If I had the full choice.
Exactly. Yes.
If I had the full choice. Okay.
Yeah.
If I was a bank, for example.
Yeah. The government. Yeah.
I have all the power. Okay.
Yeah.
What I would do is the following: I will legalize. I will acknowledge blockchain technology.
Yeah.
That's number one. I have to put it in my security law, in my cybersecurity law, that I acknowledge and I define blockchain technology. Okay? If I have it there, if I can define it, then on a second step, I can go to the real estate law. It can be done in one law. No, that's the idea. It has to be done in the information technology law, in the cybersecurity law, and in the electronic. I'm translating now. It's in the electronic transaction law. Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll have a coding law which defines all sorts of codes and in Jordan. Now, having said so, I will have it this way. First, I need to define blockchain, and then I don't interfere in the market. See, my personal take is a free market will regulate itself. All you need to do as a regulator is to give me the chance to sue for my rights.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all I need. I need you to make the judge understand what blockchain is, and you put that in a law, and you give you give it exactly the same rights of any other services that are provided for any company or person. Now, that aside, two, I need also the law to acknowledge the security of the blockchain.
Yeah.
Okay, and to understand, and that's a very hard task to make the regulator understand how scattered is more secure. It doesn't fit in a traditional or conventional mind, but it's true. The more scattered, the more security. They don't get that. I need this explained either in a law or in a long process of advocacy. Finally, we have an issue in the Middle East, in the Scandinavian law in general, because we do share with the Scandinavian countries the laws. I need to accept and acknowledge partial ownership of things.
Yeah.
Unregistered partial ownership of things. If I do that, along with the acknowledgement of blockchain security and technology, then I'm open to all sorts of blockchain reflection and blockchain derivative ideas.
Yeah.
This is my take. This is how I think.
Okay, that's interesting. So what would it take to realize these ideas? And if we take a look, as we always do here, if you take a look into the crystal ball and look 5 years into the future, do you have are there any chances that what you just said could actually be realized?
Yes, it could, but okay. The Jordanian government is so soaked into their daily problems that they will not work. They will not do anything unless they see benefits.
Yeah.
Okay. So we either do this. We either make an institutionalized pressure on the government. We have this amount of investment coming to Jordan. Okay. If we do this law, this institution will come and open in Jordan. If this institution opens in Jordan, we have 1,000 jobs. We have this much, this much, this much. This is an indirect, they call it a white bribe, not an illegal bribe. We're benefiting the community. We're bringing cash into Jordan, and we are being the #1 hub in the region that acknowledge blockchain technology and the derivative works thereof. Now, if you can convey this message to the government through an institution, not persons, okay, then this dream may come true.
Okay. That's going to be really interesting to see how far we will get in some years. But because this was so interesting, I was almost forgetting to ask you about your own work, and of course I want you to tell us about that. What you're doing in your daily work, how you are helping clients, especially also within this area, and what your company is doing in Jordan. So if you could please tell us about that as well.
Okay, thank you. Actually, what my company, we are a law firm. I'm part of a law firm that we are helping in regulating through the government, some in IT laws and all the new introduced laws, that like social enterprise, like entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial. I've been there, and my company was there since 2008. We've been trying to introduce, always translate, because you don't always have people who in between the rigid regulations and the new new ideas, new thoughts. So we've tried our best in our company to be those people in the middle. We can translate
Yeah.
We can translate technology into law, and we can translate for the technology people how can it work through the law.
Mhm.
Through us, people can talk through us.
Mhm.
Different professions, the IT and the regulator can talk through people, through companies like us. We've been doing this since 2008. We were successful in until now going to 5 laws. We've helped in setting up communities. We've helped in setting up different jurisdictions, and we are doing more as we speak. We are a law firm. We're a corporate, and we are also doing a day-to-day business of corporate law with the different companies, major companies in Jordan and UAE, in Qatar and Saudi Arabia, in Turkey. We are in Lebanon as well, but Lebanon is facing a hard time these days. But in general, we are in the region, and we're providing our services there too. That's very, very quick. I'm not very good at talking about us a lot. We're prevented by law to do that, by the way.
Okay, thank you so much, Omar, for participating in today's interview, and thank you to the viewers of this episode of the Token Reg Radar interviews brought to you by the Tokenizer. We will be back soon with yet another episode and with yet another exciting legal expert as guest. Meanwhile, please visit the Tokenizer and check out the Token Reg Radar on regradar.thetokenizer.io. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Michael. Bye.